lost amongst destiny's throes. Which is the right path that I value more? My tinkerer's tools or my magical form? In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Tracker of wolf folk, cursed with a plight, to embrace the darkness or chase the moonlight. Loyalty binds me to all I hold dear. Eager to help, I'll embrace every fear. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Bound to ceramic, a ghost of what was. I yearn for the path to break free from my curse. Brave in the face of all my hidden strife. Forward I journey to seek a new life. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Trained to be loyal to colonies call, yet torn by desire to be something more. Only in combat these bonds we renew. Together we journey steadfast and true. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown.
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to Silver Shadow's Trail of Echoes episode. Is it 22? I could have sworn it was like 23. I thought it was 23 because I've got it labeled as 24, but that's only because, yeah, because we missed a game. Alright, quick thing about today's game. This is after Akana has gone to Tir Lobhadh and gotten Isaac and Kay and Ivo and Simmons and returned back. That happened. Like, the mushrooms do not talk, so nobody could have talked to those mushrooms. They have no communication skills with you. They talk to each other constantly, but none of you speak Shroom, and they don't have a written language. So that is that. Like, this is probably like a week or so after that. Peanut is done interrogating an otter. Not that you all know about that. The only ones that know about the interrogation are Nickel, Katori, Arthur, and Vidra. Those are the only four that know that Peanut, like, he's gonna have like banged up knuckles for a while, but you all don't know why. So,
You saying I can't read context clues?
how would you? Like, what clues would you have?
You said his knuckles are banged up. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it's just like, and like, even if you could figure out that he was in a fight, you couldn't figure out that he like beat the shit up and the shit out of an otter.
That's true.
Alright. And with that, we'll just get today's game rolling. We'll introduce the players. Hi. So we have Kay, played by Caustic.
Hi.
We got Nameless, played by Rob.
Hey there.
Osiria is played by Shy.
Hello.
And Vulpa is played by Linear.
Hello.
So, like, the way we start off most of this week's game and this month's games is we're in Peanut's office. He is looking dapper as always. Like, sitting there, just like really relaxed. Peanut, like, looking like he's just like looking like a cat that just got like a snack situation. Like, really proud of himself. Very smug cat. Yeah, looking like the cat that ate the canary. There you go. I knew there was a phrase. Like, I knew there was an idiom there.
Or got the cream.
Oh, no. Cream, like, he looks like something that just murdered someone.
Mmm.
And liked it.
Mmm.
And Peanut's just like, it's like, okay. So far, we're on a roll, everybody. Thank you for showing up. It's like, anybody, like, does anybody need a drink? And he's like, pours himself a glass of wine.
Don't mind if I do. I'll
Excellent.
just reach over and grab one.
Oh, absolutely.
Kay just spritzes himself with tea. It's fine.
And he's just like, Peanut looks at everybody. It's like, so, we are familiar with the idea that through multiple missions, we have discovered that Tir Lobhadh, the corruption started somewhere in Tir Lobhadh and is spreading out due to multiple strange situations. The mechanical roots seem to be a problem. Like this, like whatever was containing the corruption, whatever spell was containing the corruption, leaking and being lessened, is definitely a problem. I have had some communication with our team on the path. It's been a little sketchy and a little bit spotty, but we have managed to get them our new communicators. It's just like, thanks to Rennick and his like his ongoing explorations of Tir Lobhadh on his lonesome. I still don't particularly trust those communicators, but apparently they won't be corrupted. Now, we have learned that the path is somehow fueling, like, walking the path somehow fuels the spell that holds the corruption back. We know this, and based on the studies that we have from Dr. Ivo, like, and the mushrooms they brought back, we have reason to believe that, and the insects as well, that there's a whole ecosystem, not just that exists around the corruption, but appears to be reliant on the corruption. It's just like, so we are sending a mystician officer, like waving his paw towards Kay. It's just like a botanist waving his paw towards Osiria. Just like a hunter waving his paw towards Vulpa. and an all-around just pleasure and treat to Lockstitch, Nameless. Waves at Nameless, like,
Yeah.
The last memory Kay has of Nameless is like him killing in front of them in a dream, so that's fine, I'm sure.
It was just a dream. None of that would actually happen.
Mm,
Dot.
mm.
so. This time, we're going to send you all to Tir Lobhadh. Please don't take the mountain path, if you don't mind. It's not particularly safe. We're gonna send you on a boat. You're gonna come through the Neverglades path. It's just like, don't worry. Like, we had a crew down there recently. Like, Foley, Ento, Blueberries, and the Tinker assure me that they have a safe path right across. The squirrels with their flamethrowers will take you to the border of Tir Lobhadh, where we will drop you off.
Did you just say flame?
They have flamethrowers. Don't worry, they are perfectly safe.
Kay just kind of looks at Osiria.
As long as they are going to be responsible with them, I believe we will be alright.
It's like, we trust our allies in Dendroid. It's like, we gave them flamethrowers. I believe we can trust them. Officer Vatna made it very clear. Was very clear on the usage of the flamethrowers for them. So as long as you don't get corrupted, they will not set you aflame.
Okay.
Perfect. Can I see a map of the mountain and the path we're taking and stuff before we go on this journey?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, let me give you the other map now.
Mechanically, where am I at with HP and AP? After last game?
I assume that you healed 4 each for those.
Okay.
Second. Well, 20, why do you always want the background of the maps to be, like, bright-ass white? I don't want that. I never want that.
Does it do white for you even with dark mode?
Oh, I don't use dark mode. I hate dark mode in, like, everything. I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we are here. So, the plan is to come down the elevator into Happenstance, get to the edge of Dendroid where the squirrels will pick you up on their boats, and they will pilot you through the Sickened Sea and drop you off at the coast of the of Tir Lobhadh. Now,
And where's the mountains that we're not supposed to go through?
we're not supposed to take this path. Like, last time they took this path and ended up in a giant snowball and got themselves lost.
Well,
It
the
was-
waterfall seems a much faster route.
We don't really have a safe way down the waterfall, says Peanut. It's like, we could certainly take the waterfall if you all believe that you have a quick way down and you don't want to take the elevator. By all means.
But the mountains are quicker?
I mean, how good are you at climbing mountains? I mean, Nameless. I'm sorry. Of course, you would know.
I
You
have
being
my
our
brother,
top
but I don't
navigator
know.
would obviously know best.
I recently went through the mountains. It did not go well.
Got it.
Peanut once again, like under the belief that Nameless can do no wrong. It's just like, unless of course Nameless believes that this is the correct way to go.
Let's go. Yeah, I don't. I like the waterfall idea.
There are lippy crabs on the waterfall. And
Oh,
it
not
is
as many as there once were. We have quite eradicated a good number of the lippy crabs once we destroyed their deity.
hmm.
The lippy
It is
crabs
also
have made their way to the Celestial Sea.
the last. Didn't we encounter corrupted lippy crabs in the Celestial Sea?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So the lippy crabs are carrying corruption, and they're in the Celestial Sea now. This is getting worse. We need to figure this out as soon as we can.
Well, the quickest way to figuring it out would be over the waterfall.
Do we have a vehicle that can do it?
Do we have a barrel?
I am not getting into a
I
barrel.
mean, we have an airship, don't we?
Peanut has wine. He must have a barrel.
Absolutely, Peanut has barrels. But none of you four have know how to pilot the airship, and all of everybody else are actually busy.
And that's a problem?
The airship also doesn't go over the waterfall very easily either, if I'm remembering right.
It's not good at it,
Yeah.
but hey, big shrug.
I'm not getting into a barrel.
Oh, my bad. The stream can't see that. Let me put them over here.
Well,
In case anybody's wondering whether or not I have barrel tokens, I learned from last time.
You could have just put a whole bunch of the Soki and barrel tokens.
I could have, but then, Nameless didn't ask for Soki. He just asked for a barrel.
Wait, actually, isn't there something to get out of an airship when the event of an emergency to slow the fall?
A kite?
Parachute?
Yeah, let's use those.
I don't have parachutes. Peanut has no. When you say the word parachute, he has no idea what you're talking about. We did not invent parachutes. We invented kites.
I'm sorry. Kites? I've never flown on a kite. Also, I tend to become a kite when in contact with wind.
Yeah, what about just going to the edge of the waterfall and kite shooting ourselves down? Think about how quick that would be.
It would be much faster. And you would put the schools... your aversion to fire, Osiria and Kay, might be simply solved by
And it'll
just...
be quiet against all those thingamajiggers down there.
Well, you don't want to... I have heard there are large monsters down there, and you don't want them to hear you coming.
Well, this sounds like a win-win-win.
I suppose.
Question, because we do need to carry our signal extender, whatever we call those. Do we want to risk kiting down the waterfall with one of those when they are fragile?
Are they waterproof?
Yeah.
Then yeah, we're good.
I don't think they're gravity proof, but
That's what the kites are for. This is Peanut. This is 100% in Peanut's voice. This is not Alan, like, backing, like... Peanut backs up anything Nameless says. Like, I need that to be very clear.
Well, what if we put some fabric in the barrels, we put the communicator in the barrel, and it cushions the fall?
I thought we were doing kites. I'm not getting in a barrel.
Well, we're just putting the communicator in the barrel. We'll catch up when we get to the bottom.
I like that idea.
It's just like Peanut, like, raises his, like, stamp of approval and slams it down on the plan. It's like a red check mark on each of the barrels.
Kay is just like muttering to themselves, like, we had a perfectly safe path. We were just gonna go down the elevator. It was gonna be perfectly fine. But no, instead we're going to risk all of our equipment. We're gonna risk ourselves. Just like muttering.
Saving half the time.
Kay doesn't approve, but you know. Don't you say that shit to me, Soki.
Absolutely, there is like a sense of adventure in this plan. That,
Can I make note of that, please?
for sure. Like,
Mm.
see here. Alright, here we go. This token didn't exist until right now, so here we go.
This is another one of those things with the adventure.
It's gonna be a giant adventure stamp.
Oh no, it's a kite.
Alright.
Peanut calls in Soki to take everybody's measurements to make to make them a kite. Not Forgiven's in the chat, right? Like, I'm not asking
Yeah.
you to join the chat, but like, to join the call, but like, definitely you guys get an additional die from Not Forgiven being here. Like
So
the fact
he
that-
already has kites prepared.
Kay just kind of looks at Soki and is just like, you know that I wouldn't prefer, and you made it anyway. Okay.
Well, I'm glad we're all on board on this.
Like, just for the record, Kay, just so everybody knows, like, if you all absolutely disagree with a plan, feel free to, like, argue against it. Absolutely.
It seems that we can't. Someone has played an adventure card.
Oh man.
Knowing that Kay is going to fight against that tooth and nail, and thus make it harder. Okay, cool.
So does that mean kites?
That does appear to mean kites. And go ahead.
I mean, if the alternative is barrels, then
I would prefer the alternative be the elevator and then vehicles. I, the player, am fine with whatever, but Kay would not be.
Again, that is absolutely up to you. If you want to go against it, you can, like the card says, you can go against it.
I know who Kay is as a person, and there's an amount of adventure that they will lean into, and then there's jumping off of a waterfall, and you know.
So, I mean, absolutely. I'm down with that. 100%. Like, we can, like, these three can land somewhere, and then you can meet up with them.
Well, that's great. If you're not going down the waterfall, you can carry the communicator safely.
I mean, she does make a valid point.
And what are you going to do while you wait for me to get there? You, at least, well, I guess you can. I don't
We'll
know.
have the squirrels, and we'll be able
Osiria
to
can go without the
clear the way
thing.
for you.
Vulpa can go without it. Nameless probably can go without it. Kay is literally the only one that needs it. That's funny. See, if everyone's going one way and the mission is going that way,
You will catch up pretty quickly. Like, I'm not like they will have like they will have like one scene without Kay there, but it won't be. The game will not be hurt by you not joining them.
okay, because
You just won't get the adventure prize, whatever the adventure prize is.
whatever the adventure prize is. Well, I know who my character is, and it's like, if everyone's going that way, there's a maybe. I feel like I need to flip a coin. Did that not? Well, apparently I'm going.
Alrighty then. Let's just go here real quick. Alright. So, Nameless.
Yeah.
I will let you roll lead on this here adventure. We only need you got 3d20. One for the adventure card, one for Soki's help, and one just as raw. So go ahead and roll me 3 20-siders.
Oh, well,
Oh, absolutely. And sorry. What were you about to say, Osiria? We're gonna take that 18, but if you had
well, I
to,
was gonna see if I could potentially add one more to it with something, but since we got an 18, it doesn't matter.
we could try again. We can get, there's always a chance to get that 1 or the 20.
No, I think I'm fine letting the
Always
18
a
rock
chance
on
for
this
the
one.
win.
Nice. Okay, so because all right, Nameless. All right, so just heads up, you know that you do not want to set foot on the path, because if any of you set foot on the path, you cannot get off it again. You will be forced to walk the path. So, with the exception of you cannot land right here and you cannot land right here. Where do you land, Nameless? Where are you leading them?
So just not on the buildings. Pretty much.
Right. Not on the buildings and not on the path. But anywhere else, I am fine for you guys to just kite your way down. And the kites don't even get stuck in trees.
How do I make a bloop thing like you just did?
I think you can just click it, but you could also I think you can move the kite and put the kite wherever you want to land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are we landing
okay.
on top of the mushroom?
Oh man, that's a great spot to land right there.
Yep.
That's
That was my thoughts.
Are we gonna have to kite off of the mushroom?
So, all right, back to Tir Lobhadh we go. So actually, everybody roll me a 20-sider for what you see on your way down.
Oof.
Vulpa's just like eyes closed the whole way.
Whee! Adventure!
Just so caught up in the like, I'm flying. Alright, that's still fine. Like, so you all do see like the path from above. And from above, because Osiria rolled the highest, Osiria, you can tell that yeah, I was gonna give the person with the highest the information. So, looking at it from a botanical point of view, these trees are massive. These mushrooms are massive, and you've seen big flora before, and like you start to see the things grazing on this flora, and like I will just move us here.
Oh, that's a
Oh.
friend.
Like you see this big guy, and you guys are I'd say you're probably like 4 stories in the sky for the record. And this thing's horns come up to about where you are. Its weird tendrils out of its mouth are drinking like small pools of liquid corruption from beneath the mushroom that you are on.
Question.
Go for it.
If we are on those creatures, are we technically on the path or no?
That is a fascinating idea. I thought animals can cross the path just fine. I think, with all of the information that we have, you have a reasonable theory that if you are on an animal, you may cross over the path without worry.
All right, kids, I think we should just pop on this.
Does this creature look corrupted at all? Like, it's obviously drinking corruption, but does it look like it's suffering the effects of that? Or
Give me a 20-sider. Actually, for you, no, I'll let that 18 rock. I'll let that 18 rock for it. No. Like you see it like drink in that on the water, and then out of its like nose, almost like like it snot rockets. It like sneezes a glob of corruption onto the ground, and that is much thicker and much more like mucus-like. And then you see the mushroom drain that into itself.
Aw, it's like its own little ecosystem. Why do we want to destroy it? Aw, it's cute.
We're not.
Was concentrated?
They've
Go
adapted
ahead.
this way for what, hundreds of years? The world, the corruption is getting out into the world, and it's an ecological disaster, and it'll take just as long for anything to adapt.
Alright, let's hop on it. We can use the horns as little steering wheels.
I'm fairly certain the horns are taller than we are.
No, like if 2 of us each are on one horn, or by one, then we can each jump and grab one, and it'll help steer it. You know, you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, I hear you. Are we just jumping? Like, Nameless, are you just jumping on this thing?
Yeah, I'm just jumping on it. I'm getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, give me that 20-sider.
Tough choice.
No, 11 makes it just fine.
Oh, all right. Okay, look, it's fine.
Like this thing like looks up upon feeling Nameless land on its back, and it huffs a couple of times, and then like it shakes its head lightly, and like you see its nose. The best way I could describe what this thing's nose is like is you guys know the weird toys from Spencer's Gift that had like dolphins and stuff in them? Like it had like water in it and like you could barely hold on to them.
Yeah, like those weird squeeze tube things.
Yeah, like the weird squeeze tube things. That is the texture and like the way its nose is like flopping around.
Hmm.
But like once Nameless lands on it and like stops moving, it just settles back in and starts like its tendrils go and pick out mushrooms. It's very particular in which mushrooms it's going after. Each tendril grabs a different color mushroom. And then like much like an elephant, it has a mouth that is like what's the animal I'm thinking of? It's not a tapir. It's some like weird like antelope with this big fucking like bulbous nose.
Aardvark.
Not an aardvark. That's like a long snoot. It's like a weird.
Snuffleupagus, I guess.
Not a dick either. Dicks are much smaller. Not just than this. This thing is fucking huge. Like.
Unfortunately, I cannot remember.
Don't worry, I'll
I
find
have
it
no
eventually.
idea.
I don't
I
got
am-
time.
I am curious if Kay recognizes any of these mushrooms from the last trek.
You all were up here.
So
And
probably,
this-
I mean, mushrooms do have like pretty expansive, but maybe probably not.
You guys don't know how Tir Lobhadh works, but Tir Lobhadh does not work like the real world. But I don't think so. I think these are more like just kind of like grazing mushrooms for these guys.
Hmm.
And you don't see the Hydra ones because the Hydra ones grow near water sources. And there does not appear to be any water around here except for the small pools of corruption. Now I gotta remember which map we're on.
I don't know if that's pronounced Sega or Saiga, but Nika just linked something that might be
I'm
what
going
you were
with
talking
Saiga,
about.
because if it was Sega, you would have to go Sega.
That's 1,000% what I'm thinking of. If you ever see one of those waggle its head, that is how this creature works. Oh, I found us. So how about the other three of you? Like this thing is not moving. Like it is literally just grazing here.
I mean, as long as the thing isn't being, like, observably aggressive, which it doesn't seem to be, Osiria's kind of just gonna look at the other two, just shrug and kind of follow Nameless over.
Yeah, seriously, I don't even think it's a fucking like roll for you. You can just kind of like float yourself down. Once you land on its back, couple things. It's the texture of its fur is more like moss than it is like fur. You see tons of little like I think some rodent like pokes its head out from underneath the foliage on this thing's back and like looks at you and scurries up.
Like, it's kind of like just like a curious thing, or...
Yeah, like it seems curious. Let me get a token for this guy.
Kay is going to look at Vulpa and be like, I don't know if I can make that jump while carrying this device. Could you carry it?
Um, I guess so.
The device probably weighs about half as much as K does. If, I don't know, but I guess shall we try not to? Let's onward.
Just Soki comes over your communicators. Adventure!
I am assuming that we need to roll.
Unless you can sell me on like how you get like how are you getting on it? Like, Kay, are you just jumping? Which is fine too. That is just a roll. Like, and I'm absolutely on board for sure.
I could use a scroll to just use blink, I guess.
I actually have something that might help both of us get on easier.
Okay.
I want to try and cast Speak with Animals on it.
I think you have to touch it for that. Because
Well,
I was also thinking about.
yeah. Oh, yeah, touch. Well, good thing we're over here and it's over there.
Hey, do you want me to like? I can move it closer, like as it's like grazing, like as it like begins grazing and its horn gets close to you. I'm down for you guys to speak with it. Absolutely.
Yeah, when it does get close enough, Vulpa's gonna, I guess, grab onto its horn and I guess like fireband pull down.
Oh, nice. Whee! Do you do like a nice pole dancing situation? Do you spin all the way around it?
I think spinning just like at least one or two circles.
Couple of things. The horn is wet,
Well, that makes it faster.
right? Not like oily wet and not like lube wet, but just wet.
Moist.
And yeah, you can land right on its head, and it just like does a little like, oomph. Like you definitely feel it. I think a tendril comes up and just kind of like pokes at all three of you that are currently on its back, and then just realize like it pokes at Osiria multiple times. Like Osiria, you can get the feeling that this thing is tasting you.
Oh,
Just a little
alright.
diddle.
Not particularly fond of that, but
Kay is gonna do the equivalent of what I have to do to get off of a boat to get into a lake with my janked up knee, where I sit on the edge and then just kind of push jump off. So I'm gonna do that onto the edge of the mushroom to try and land on this dude, since he's below us now.
Yeah, absolutely. We can all be on its back.
uh,
Still trying to find the token that I'm looking for, but
yeah, I was gonna ask, is the rodent thing still there?
oh, it definitely is. Like, upon K like landing, it gets a little, it skitters off a little bit, but then it lands back to Osiria.
Because I have something I kind of want to try.
Yeah, go for it.
So the space moss that Osiria has that Maple eats, she always keeps some of that on her. Can she try to give it some of that? See if it's interested in that potentially?
Oh, absolutely. Like, it like. Do I have a moss token? Oh man, this is a good one.
Perfect. So yeah, she'll kind of just like kneel down and like hold that out to it just to see.
Like, it walks up and like snatches it and runs back under the foliage and starts like nibbling on it. And then all of a sudden, it completely disappears. And a couple seconds later, like dozens of them start coming out from underneath the foliage.
Oh,
It brought friends.
Hope you brought enough for the class.
The rat is not a good enough one, but so it is almost like a rat, with too many legs, entirely too many legs.
A ratipede?
Not that many legs. I would say it. I think it has 5 legs. Oh, 5 legs and 2 arms, for the record.
Like a centaur?
Maybe. But like, yeah, this whole like thing. You see, they are. Like, you know, you can just Osiria as you like watch them. You can basically just realize what's going on. These things eat parasites off this thing's back. Like you can see them like eating some of this moss, but some of them got these weird ticks in their mouths. The ticks are completely like they're big bulbous butts of ticks. You know, ew, the gross things because ticks are gross. Is absolutely full of corruption.
oh.
But like they are splitting. They are evenly in them for themselves, evenly divvying up the amount of moss that you gave them, and then eating that.
I feel like she's kind of just watching this whole process, just like so fascinated.
Vulpa, can you give me a 20-sider?
That's a good number, right?
Vulpa, you hear a roar, but cannot, for the life of you, determine which direction that roar came from. And like this creature is called a Catablapus, by the way. This is this world's version of a Catablapus. I had a friend that had a pet squirrel named Catablapus. He taught that squirrel to catch bottle caps. It was hilarious. I loved it.
Well, I guess seeing as it sounded pretty far, so not really concerned. So I think she's just gonna continue on with like her original plan, and so she'll like wrap one of her threads around like I guess the left horn and cast speak with animals on the what did you say it was?
Catablapus.
Catoblatus to try and speak to it.
Like, you just hear it, like it's talking to itself right now. You just hear munch, munch, gonna munch, 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 gonna munch, 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 gonna munch.
Hey, the big guy, this is the little people.
Me?
Yes, you.
Me?
Yeah,
It's like one of his tendrils comes up and like gets like right in your face, and it is covered with tiny little hairs.
I think she's going to do, I guess, like the little like cat thing and like rub it a little bit with like her head.
And he's like, It kind of shudders a little bit. Not much.
No, not much. But we are looking for the black food that you were eating.
Drink.
Drink, yes. We're looking for the source. Do you know where? Can you take us to where there's a lot of that?
You have munch?
We have several munch. She kind of like looks back at the others, assuming they have food.
I hope they eat no leaves, just mushrooms.
one of them just like like one of the tendrils diving into Nameless's pocket looking for his stink flower ale. Just like
A whole stink flower ale in his
Give it
pocket.
food.
munch.
Just tell him that he'll get all the munch if he takes us to the place.
Yeah, we have a lot. We'll in fact we can get a whole lot delivered if you can take us to the drinking pond.
Dangerous drinking pond.
Dangerous drinking pond. Yes, that one. Don't worry, we protect.
You hear that roar again in the distance. And like it's just like protect from that?
Yes, it is small, not threat to us. We protect.
Give me 2d20 and take the higher to convince this thing that you can protect it from its natural predators. Absolutely. That's just like munch.
Munch.
Like starts walking. As it starts moving, all of the little mice on its back like dive back into the foliage though. Like they are not gone. They are all still there, but they do not come out when it's moving.
Yeah, Vulpa's just going
I mean-
hold on to the horns.
It makes sense. Probably safer for them to not be.
It's just on its way, just keeps going munch, gonna munch, gotta munch.
I really love this dude.
I love this creature so much.
Just met it. If it dies, gonna kill everyone in the room and then myself.
Well, you won't die. We protect.
So yeah, you guys watch it cross the path, like with you all on its back. Kay, give me a 20-sider. Well, Kay and Nameless, both of you too, because you're both slightly magically inclined.
Slightly, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done a single Of course, he... Yep, that makes sense.
That tracks.
That tracks that Nameless would roll.
Yeah.
20.
It glitched on me, that's why I rolled twice.
That's okay, we're taking your 20 for sure. Okay, so, Nameless, as you walk across the path, okay, Kay, you see it too? Like, you see the fact that, this thing, as it puts its, like, paws down on the path, well, not paws, like, its hooves? I'm not even sure what this thing has as feet, like, really. I think they're hooves, but I'm alright with it. Like, it kind of lights up, but leaves temporary footprints across it. Like, almost like it's sinking into snow. But for Kay and Nameless, you can immediately see it's sinking into magic. Like, solidified magic. Like, the path is less a real thing and more just like a thick layer of concentrated magic.
So, anything like, Brain, come on. The forest by us in...
Arbona's Wields?
Thank you. My brain just decided to shit itself.
Very similar to the Wields, yeah.
Well, that being the case, I need to be very careful about any electricity used here because I don't want purple lightning around this.
And Nameless, this magic is iridescent. It is different than, like, the spells that people cast. We've seen this magic a couple of times. It is basically all schools of magic as one. Like, it is significantly more magical than almost anything that we've seen. And you can see the fact that it is like waning. At some point it was significantly stronger. You can see the edge of the path and the fact that it has shrunk a little bit. Maybe only a couple of inches on both sides, but that appears to be recent. Over the last couple of months, it's shrunk that much.
Right, good to know.
And then just like munch, munch, gotta munch, 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 gotta munch.
Oh, they look fun.
And then you get to a huge like river of corruption. This is pouring out of one of the trees. But there's also a huge creature on the other side that like has arrived to the pool and just like sticks its tongue out. And instead of like unfurling the long way, it unfurls like super wide and almost like a spoon scooping. It scoops up a bunch of the water and just goes gulp.
It's a snow shovel.
But he's not the roarer, right?
Does not appear aggressive right now.
To be
And like
fair,
the
with its
Cataplepus
eyes
is looking
position-
back and forth. Sorry, go ahead.
So to be fair, with its eyes position, it might not see us yet. It's got him on the side of its head.
I mean, they're on the side of the head, so that might mean it's a prey animal. Maybe. I would never assume.
Well, unless it's mimicking a prey animal. There's a lot of animals that do that.
The Cataplepus slowly approaches the water and like uses its tendrils and just points down. It's just like, is this what you were looking for? Munch now?
You can munch now, but we want more.
Give munch.
Nameless, give it munch.
So this isn't the source?
This is not the this is the biggest amount that it knows of.
So it did the best it could.
Well, that thing might have more. We can just hop to another animal.
Yeah, let's hop onto that animal.
We should probably reward this lovely creature for assisting us, if anyone can. I don't carry food. I would have thought you guys carried food, being as
I
you
thought
eat.
we were going to give it an IOU.
Well, it looks like we owe now.
Did you not bring food to eat for yourselves?
I get the sense this thing eats the mushrooms.
It's doing
I
a
was-
little dance, waiting for munch.
Wait,
I was too focused on making sure this comm system was brought safely.
Osiria.
Yes?
You're good at finding food, right?
Uh,
Can you go get us some mushrooms to feed our friend?
But are we on the path?
I don't think we're on the path. I thought we crossed it.
Oh yeah, you guys crossed the path.
Okay.
Where we are right now is you do not have to worry about the path. You
Okay.
have at this point you are here. Let me move this. You guys are probably down here. You're in a lot of Mushroomville. Let me move the kite. You guys do have the kites as well. If you guys want to get down, your kites did not break. You guys managed to survive that one and do it very well.
So, this might be a bit of an out there use for the ability, but can I use Remedy to gather up some stuff that this thing might like? or at least try to.
Sorry, which ability are you using?
Remedy, because it does say. Hold on, where is it?
You scavenge an area for a short time to find a. Yeah,
I
plant
mean-
remedy for like hunger. It wants to munch.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a 20-sider, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, we find munch. All right. This will be delightful. Hold on one second. I have so many mushroom tokens. Growing all along this thing's back, you can see the thing across the way is growing mushrooms all along its back. And the Catoblepus is looking at those mushrooms just like his horns are getting wetter.
It's salivating.
Oh, salivating.
It's a 20 now. Maybe it won't get grumpy if you go to harvest.
But like this thing has definitely seen you all at this point, but it's very like it lazily looks up, sees you, takes note of the Catoblepus, and goes back down. The Catoblepus's tendrils are reaching out towards the mushroom, but it's too far away. And like when they get a little bit close, this thing shakes its head and like uses its horns along its back to brush away the tendrils. It's like munch.
I might be misremembering something, but did Osiria have something to create wind?
She has several means to do that, technically.
Well, we have kites. We can get across to the other one and back then with that, right?
I can use my. Could I use my feathery hook to go across rather than up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we can just. I can just toss over my feathery hook and we can just zip line over to that dude.
He's named a Tort. He's named Tort, by the way. Not
Tort.
That's not his name. That's his species. They are torts, which now include mushrooms covering their back. I didn't know that until right now.
I mean, I'm sure the mushrooms helped them process any corruption that ends up on them.
Yeah. Nameless, if you want to try the zipline approach, go ahead and roll me a 20-setter. Like, you hook right onto one of the spikes, and the Tort looks up at the zipline between the two of you, and also the Catoblepus like definitely tastes the zipline for a second. It's like, not munch. And the Tort shakes its head a little bit, doesn't really have a problem with it, goes back to start just drinking more of this water. There is a river of corruption between, like, if you fall, it's gonna be, like, gross, just so you know. Also, I can't stop adding mushrooms to this thing.
Alright. Well, hope you guys roll successfully.
I mean, we have to get back to bring the munch, correct?
Yeah, so 2 rolls.
Well, only one person needs to go back, and then they need to come back again.
I don't know. We did say lots of munch.
Munch! Little happy dance. It spins around, like it does a full 360, standing in place.
Don't worry, big guy. We're gonna get you a munch, and I think she's going to break the psychic connection at this point. I think she's had a little bit much of the munch in her echoing in her head.
Just nobody hears it, but munch, 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 munch.
I guess I'll be the first one to go on this adventure zip line over the corruption. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, roll me a 20-sider. 2 20-siders, I think. Oh, now you can roll me a second one if you want to, or you can just take that 15.
I like 20s. You know,
Godspeed.
I think I'll keep 15.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys move your tokens, by the way? Like, I think I made it so you should be able to. All right.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you're over there, Vulpa. Production value. Which mushrooms do you pick for it? There's so many. Give me a second. I gotta get my book. It's right there, though. I'm not leaving the room.
I think,
I hope this book has a bunch of mushrooms that grow on the back of giant, weird dinosaur turtles.
I think she's gonna like start pointing to mushrooms and looking back at him to see which ones he nods to.
Now that you're not touching it, roll me a 20-sider to see if you can communicate. Now that you're not, like, you turned off speak with animals. Alright, so a tough choice. You see there are 2 of them that it has a strong reaction to, but the reactions are mixed. Like, you can't tell which one's happy. One of them is definitely disgust, and one of them is definitely, I love that one. Okay, so one of them is, it's got a yellow stem, it's shading to a dark green cap with spacious gills, and the gills have almost a scarlet hue. It smells nutty and fruity. No, wait, no, it does not. Its aroma is wet dog.
You went from nutty and fruity to wet dog. That is.
Nutty and fruity is apparently the mouthfeel. And there is the other one. Ew. How do I... It looks like a half of an apple. But imagine the whole apple is bright red all the way through. The skin color permeates the entire thing. Like, the aroma, though, is rancid flesh. Which one are you choosing?
Well, both of those sound like something kid would like. I mean, the red, bright colors and mushrooms probably means poisonous. A dumb question, but what is my chance of dying if I try one?
Dying is like a... You would not die. I'll tell you that right now.
None of these are instant death mushrooms.
Yeah, neither one of these are just like, I'm going to kill you.
But it might be dysentery.
I think I want to... I'm leaning towards the first option, so I want to take a nibble of that to see how that tastes first. See, if I like it, it'll like it, right?
That makes perfect sense to me. According to my book, this is the Fool's Fan Vault. Its flavor and mouthfeel is delicious, nutty, and fruity. So yeah, this tastes amazing. Like, this is great.
Oh yeah, this one. Absolutely this one then. In fact, I'll keep talking about myself. This
the other one is called The Hindquarters of a Dark Being.
I haven't tasted this one.
Its flavor / mouthfeel is unknown and not recommended.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first option. I liked it, so I'll like it. So yeah,
Oh, it's so
I'll grab as
excited.
many of those as I can find.
You should, Kuari. You should.
I am just flipping at random. Like, this book is great. I've
It
got
sounds
another one.
awesome.
Got one that's all about gems and stuff. Is that one here yet? Has that arrived? What's no? I have one. I have another thing all about. I have too many TTRPG books, everybody. It's a thing.
So yeah, I'm gonna gather as much as I can and I guess go back with them.
This thing is driving me crazy. Like the rope, the token for the rope is so big. This guy's got its little like red gills situation, and yeah, it loves them. And also add to your pack the fan vault, FAN then VAU wait ULT. Yep. They, lambless bread from Lord of the Rings, like the stuff that you can take a nibble and it'll like you'll be good for a while. Same basic quality, but like delicious, absolutely amazing. Set unlike in that book though, these fruity mushrooms only grow on the back of torts. It's the only place you can find them.
And good news, I found some pretty good food.
You can't understand it, but it is grunting a whole bunch, and you can only assume it's just saying munch, 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 munch.
Yeah, she's just like every time a tendril comes up, she just gives another one to it.
In the distance, we hear that roaring again, and the tort like looks up and like begins to like not run, but move away. Nameless, your rope still attached to it?
Uh-oh.
Is
How do
the
I
rope
redact
attached
that?
to something,
Oh,
or
One of its spikes.
I mean, did you attach it to something on our friend here, or are you just holding it?
On the horn.
So they're leashed together.
So we have a caravan now.
Yep.
We can cut the rope, or our Catablapus friend is going to be pulled by the tort, which is much stronger than the Catablapus.
Well, we wanted to go with the tort, anyways. I think we should go before our ride leaves.
Right, of course.
We did say we were going to protect our friend for coming into this dangerous area.
No, I said we could protect it. I didn't say we're going to.
Oh, you're one of
Well-
the one. You're a tricksy one, I see.
Well, I mean, if it's not coming with us, then like we're parting ways now. We did protect it up to this point.
Hmm. You like playing with words.
Well, words are pretty fun.
So you guys can all hurry across and then cut the line if that's what you
Yeah.
want.
I mean,
That's what Nameless
I think-
wants to do.
if the plan is to follow the tort,
Is our buddy able to cross this, or the goop, or does it have to stay on the side?
He wants to sit there and eat. And this river is much deeper than it looks.
I mean, if he doesn't feel like he's in danger,
Why would he? You guys are protecting him.
fuck.
What is this terrible feeling?
I'm sure
I
he can
don't
fend
like
for
this
himself.
feeling.
Okay. Just come on over. He's survived this long.
We just walked it into an area it said it was dangerous.
We did do that.
It gets pulled a little bit, and it like shakes its head. The whole like big nose just shaking. It's like looking up, and it's digging its hooves in as the tort is like moving. We see the rope like connecting the two of them get like super taut.
Well, it seems we have to make a decision now. Are we following the tort, or are we staying with this?
I have an idea that can save this, but we need to be off of it right now.
Okay, and what is that idea?
You'll see.
I think Osiria's just gonna trust Vulpa's judgment on this one and cross over, because we gotta move.
Yeah, you guys don't have to make a roll to like cross this rope. By the way, you guys can just like easily hand over hand it.
Kay has already
No way,
caught
this
on
is
that
like Cliffhanger
Vulpa.
with Sylvester Stallone.
Kay has already caught on that Vulpa is a bit of a liar, possibly. Okay,
Okay,
Yeah,
hurry, the
you listen to
ride's about to break.
propaganda?
I've never told a lie that anybody's been able to prove.
Fuck. Hold on. We don't know at all what's coming. Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's a way that I can, like, help at least protect this thing for now.
What is that?
Did you not see that the other day?
No, I was on audio only.
Oh yeah, like I have propaganda about like Vulpa.
Okay, I have a plan. Kind of.
Like as these guys like these three on the other side, like the torch just is repeatedly pulling, and it's just like. Wah.
Okay, so Alan, I need to know if this is gonna work because Blink is technically something that transports me. If I shrink the guy to small enough that I can hold and use Blink, can I carry it with me across? There, like the shrink spell, it is a wizard spell.
You want to shrink it?
It's stretch. It's choose a nearby creature or object that is no smaller than an ant and no larger than a horse. It depends on your definition of horse, I guess. Because we know how we are with horses in this world.
Yeah, no smaller than a truffles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I cannot tell you whether or not it'll work because
there
you
are-
don't know enough about these creatures.
I will say there is other creatures on it.
I thought the
Oh
rats.
my god! You would shrink this thing, and the rats would be bigger than it.
I thought you said the rats were in the underbrush and got left behind. Okay.
Underbrush of this thing.
Yeah, they live on the creature.
And there's also ticks about the size of basketballs.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, Nameless wasn't wrong when he said the whole thing's an ecosystem.
I don't
You're
want
trying to
to.
disrupt it by shrinking him down.
Huh?
Trying to disrupt it by shrinking him down.
Yeah,
You just
no.
gotta let him go.
I.
Free Willy.
Like I said, I do think I have something that will actually work.
If you're sure and not lying to me, I guess I'm gonna cross.
I mean, like Vulpa,
Just as
like
they're crossing Nameless cuts the rope.
like Vulpa is coy because I don't think Kay is like going to like the plan, but I'm pretty sure out of character it will work.
Ah, fuck.
We are cutting the rope, though, right?
Yes.
Alright. Sweet.
Yeah, like that hit mobile game.
I hate those ads. They drive me crazy. I hate that little frog. Or whatever it is.
I'm surprised they still run ads for it. It's like decades old at this point, it feels like.
The only mobile game I want to play is Tap Tycoon, but I'm not allowed.
But, the plan is I kind of want to try and cast Phantom Menace to lure it away.
So you want to scare it?
No, it's a creature that it hates, so it would potentially chase after it. That's the idea. Like, the full plan is create something that it dislikes so that it would chase it away from the source of the scary noise.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can give it a shot. Roll me a 20-sider. What? And also, okay, so tough choice. Tough choice. What is it afraid of? Give me 2 things that you are thinking that are going to work. I'm going to tell Nika whether it's going to be the first one or second one that I think it is going to be scared of, just to keep me honest.
It does say you read the mind.
Oh, you read its mind. All right.
Yeah, you do read its mind.
Oh, then absolutely. I'll show you what it's scared of. I'll show you what's roaring out there. Oh, so a tough choice is your tough choice is it is either it sees through it, which you can either learn a bit about how magic works here, and it is not scared, or it is scared, but the real thing hears it too.
Oh no, I mean, the second option, because I wanted to be scared away.
Absolutely, here we go.
Mechanically, it says only you and the target of the spell can see and hear the illusion.
Oh yeah, the magic of this place is weird. Like, his spell will be, and her spell will be corrupted to a point. So you see a giant, 2-headed, 3-legged, what we might call a T-Rex, come like bursting through the place. And dear friend Munch looks up and just yipes and just takes off running where it came from. And this thing like looks around and just roars into, like, one of its head roars into the sky, and the corruption mimics that sound again. Like, none of you heard the first part of it. All of you heard the second.
Oh, that's great.
The Tort heard the second and is running like crazy. I hope you're all holding on.
Yeah.
Wearing a harness.
I mean, it worked. I mean, it went a little bit better in the head, but it worked.
I mean, Osiria is definitely just gonna grab onto the nearest spike and hope for the best.
Kay
I'm
is
grabbing
gonna
on the
look.
K.
No.
Yep.
We're gonna end up kiting. Oh god. Well,
Adventure.
I think
this
in the
was
spirit
your.
of adventure, Vulpa's gonna hang on to Osiria.
Oh god. So as we're bouncing, Kay is like, "This was your idea."
Running. Like, you all hear behind you, like, that creature approaching. Like, it's in the distance, but it's coming. And the Tort is way faster than you might assume. But it's just like plowing through massive mushrooms, like knocking them, like you hear their stalks. Like, you see their stalks break, and it sounds like redwood trees splitting and falling onto the ground. Can you all roll me a 20-sider to hold on? I see 3 failures in a row.
Cool.
I mean,
3, 5, and 4 is pretty rough.
I'm scared. I mean, I'm already holding on to Osiria, so it's not gonna work. But...
Oh,
3, 4, 5, and 5. All right.
Perfect.
Kay kited, like I said she would.
This thing, like, as the creature approaches from behind, like the torch begins shooting its spikes out at every angle. Like the spikes are going into trees, into mushrooms and stuff, and then they start exploding. I hit the wrong button. Like dropping, like you guys can land safely. You don't have to worry about like not like being hurt from the fall, but the torch does get away from you as the creature behind you approaches, roaring, and like looks down at all of you and just like, you know what? I think you're well versed enough in this place's language to understand what munch is.
Oh no.
Guys, don't move. It's seized based off movement.
Are we next to the trail?
Munch, munch, gonna munch.
No, you guys are nowhere near the trail. You are deeper in the forest. Like the sky has gotten darker. It doesn't feel like you didn't see the sun set, but you are under the night sky.
Is this photo to scale?
Yep.
Can I shoot the stem of that mushroom to try and get it to fall on him?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Do it.
If it falls on it, it's gonna hit us too. Oh, God.
Oh, that's so good. Okay.
5 failures in a row.
Like, the mushroom just, like, comes falling, and it looks so good. It looks so good, Nameless. Right up until you realize it is about to squish you.
Of course.
I gotta get my mushroom token again. I just deleted all of them.
And I probably pissed off all the other mushrooms.
Oh, it's so much more fun than that.
There's probably just spores everywhere.
Like, it smashes that. It deals it's going to be 4 damage to Nameless, as like a chunk of this mushroom hits you like a boulder as it breaks apart when it hits the ground. And you got this thing's token is huge. Thank you. And then you see black flecks of corruption flying everywhere around this. You guys can barely move without stepping in a puddle of corruption.
Fuck.
As this creature just like comes stomping, and it just jumps over the mushroom and lands in front of you three and begins making its attacks. I'm going to roll 2d20. One head is biting for Vulpa, one head is biting for Osiria. First one's Vulpa, second one's Osiria. Did it actually? No, okay. It still counted as a 2, even though it like looked like it was like. But so Osiria, the derpy head bites at you and misses. Please tell me how you dodge it in a moment. But Vulpa, the other head, the more ferocious head, like bites down at you, and you think that that you dodged it. Like it fully looks like it dodged it, and its tongue lashes out and wraps around your waist, trying to drag you into its mouth, dealing 4 damage. And its tongue is sticky.
Well, at least it's not corrupted.
Real tired of people being eaten around me.
Vulpa is like you're currently on its way to its mouth. Munch. I recommend munch as a
Yeah, I was gonna
code.
say Munch is like the perfect code for today's game.
Munch, munch, get them munch.
Munch,
Gonna
munch,
munch.
gonna munch.
All right, Osiria, how did you dodge it? Like this one, the other one turned its head sideways, like completely sideways, and just tried to like snap its jaws like a vice grip situation. This one did not do the tongue thing.
I think it's less of a dodge and more of a. She was kind of like. She recognized Munch and was already making a point to try to sort of like hide in the foliage around her and just made it have a hard time actually finding where to attack.
Love it. All right, now you guys can go in any order. Nameless, you got to take your turn last, but like you are not pinned down by the mushroom. It hurt. Like that mushroom was way heavier than you thought it. Like, imagine if a mushroom had the same density as like a log, like an oak tree log.
Got it.
Hey, but what's everybody doing, other than trying not to get eaten?
I have a quick question about an ability.
Sure.
So, splitting image says you vanish momentarily, reappearing with 2 illusions. Is that like a blink or an invisibility vanish?
I think it's like an invisibility, but
Okay,
vanish.
That's kind of what I was like, because I'm like, one of these gets me out of the situation, one doesn't. The second question I was going to ask, were we still allowed to take those weapons or no?
Oh yeah, for sure. You could say that you had them.
Because honestly, I was kind of wanting to play around with the lock hook a little.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I guess I'll try and lock hook onto another mushroom.
Yeah,
To
I'm
at
down.
least stop me from being pulled in. I don't know if I'm gonna get out, but you know.
And a tongue of war. Give me that 20 setter. All right. So, you're gonna try to like latch on to one of these mushrooms.
I was aiming for like probably one of these, which I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Yeah.
Oop, I'm holding the wrong button. So like you get the. So its tongue just goes and is like stuck out pretty far, as like it is trying to pull you in, but like it has not gotten you past its teeth yet. So you are like pulling against it. Like KO Osiria and Nameless, this thing has its like tongue stuck like way out and like again, almost like a chameleon style tongue. This one, Kawari, this was not an attack. Like I have to like this one wasn't an attack at all. Like because this was mobility, not an attack. Like
You just tell me when it's my
I mean-
turn.
I mean, I do know how of a way Osiria can capitalize on this, though.
absolutely go for it.
If its tongue is just like kind of stuck out like that, she's just gonna use Raging Onslaught to try to essentially cut right through.
Yeah, go for it. All right. So a tough choice. All right. As you. Okay. All right. So, I will let you cut right through that tongue, but the other head is going to be really quick and snatch you out of the air, and it's going to try to start chewing you. Like you will take 4 damage, but its tongue will come off and Vulpa will be free. Or you can slice the tongue, you'll do less damage. It won't cut it all the way off, but Vulpa will be able to capitalize on that and make a roll to try to get herself free. But if that roll's a failure, that mushroom breaks.
I think I'm gonna take the 4.
All right. So, Vulpa, you manage to like get yourself free. That thing's tongue hits the ground and just starts lolling around on the ground, like serpentine, like like a lizard's tail getting cut off. As Osiria gets just like bit by this thing's back molars, you are now stuck between its back teeth as it crunches down and it opens its mouth for another just snap. I think it's got you by the hip, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god, you know what it is? Because of that too, she completely underestimated the other head, like... She did not think it was that competent.
It looks real dumb. But don't worry, it knows how to munch. You were like it closes its mouth again, but like the gaps in its teeth aren't perfect, so it's just like the teeth are like around you, so it's trying to get the perfect bite to like cut you in half.
Yeesh.
All right, Nameless or K, whichever one wants to go for it.
Where's the splattered corruption? Like, where is it in
All of it. Let me
proximity?
I'll put some on the ground for you.
Okay. And I'm still pinned.
You can basically roll up away from the being pinned. Like it hurts. Like and all around you, you like basically, especially around where you are. Like there's corruption everywhere. So if you roll low, there's a good chance you're gonna get your whole foot stuck in like a big old puddle of it.
The one that has its mouth open and trying to eat. Can I try and shoot him in the eye?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Oh, this game is rigged tonight.
You just shoot him serious.
no.
I don't think you actually shoot Osiria, although she would have it coming based on the amount of times she's attacked everybody else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there was that one time last arc that she attacked him, so...
It's just okay. So you take a step at it to like line up the shot perfectly. You were like right there for its eye, and just slip. K as like he's lining up that shot. You just see Nameless take a step forward and fall into a puddle of corruption and disappear into it. That's how deep it was. Just.
Oh, bro.
That's gonna be 4 AP damage to you, Nameless, and you are currently drowning in a puddle of corruption.
No pressure. Just everyone's struggling. You know who to save, Kay. No pressure.
I'm not sure I fucking do. Everyone is in danger.
Don't worry, I'll only make a roll for these two things right after your turn.
Uh-huh. Cool. So for the long game here. I guess I'm gonna do Paper Swarm, where our lovely two-headed friend is. And that is basically damage over time, 3 HP per. If that is okay. I assume I need to roll.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to roll. Alright, yeah, like, how much damage does that do?
3 per. It's a damage over time, so it's 3 per.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, it takes the 3 and just, like, repeatedly just shakes its head.
I will note that it does say mechanically a high roll might create a massive powerful swarm, while a low roll could result in a smaller or weaker group of creatures. So I don't know if that changes damage or not, but
It doesn't change the damage, changes the, effect. Like, if you want, like, the whole thing covered in it, or do you want to, like, put it in a... do you want it to be the whole area, basically? Like,
I mean, I can decide what it's hitting, so I would like to just, like, if I can make it hard for this thing to see us to attack, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can make it hard for this thing to attack. Except for Osiria, who is in its mouth.
Yeah, I can't stop that. Sorry, Osiria.
So. Right. So, the first head just reels back and roars super loud. All the corruption around you, the puddles of it, start like reverberating. And Nameless, from inside, it becomes almost like a solid. Like, instead of, like, imagine like you were drowning in cement and then all of a sudden it became solid.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
I hope he held his breath.
And it begins, sorry, 1 second real quick. Lurid, absolutely congratulations on the key. Love it. That cannot be done for the next game that you're in because I'm already setting up for your treasure map and stuff, but I will get you into the liminal vault for sure. Like, we're gonna take care of Royce's and then we'll take care of yours. But congratulations.
Oh yeah, there was a successful attack now for the and another one.
It is true. I don't know who wants to take that.
No, we'll get it. We'll take care of that in 1 second. As the solidified corruption like starts spiking out everywhere. Who's magic? Vulpa, how magical are you? You're pretty magical. You use a lot of illusions.
If it helps, I kind of view it as like enchanting like her strings. So it's like mostly in her clothing and stuff.
Like a lance of corruption that a lance is strong because lance implies that it's like a made weapon. These look like teeth. Imagine if all the puddles all around you shot up like stalagmites. Stalagmites might fall. Stalactites. No,
Tight is you cling to the ceiling tight. Might means might reach the ceiling.
That's a bad way to remember it.
The real question is, why do we have separate names for these things?
One of them comes out of the ground. Well, it doesn't really come out of the ground. It drips down and yeah, you know what? As like, so, Vulpa, you take 2 AP and 2 HP and 2 AP damage as one of these like cuts across you. Like you're able to like dodge it mostly, and like you catch like a flesh wound of it. K, same, 2 AP and 2 HP as the like one of the spikes comes up from below you and stabs right through you. Just enough to like a cut, nothing huge. Osiria, it does not stab itself in the mouth, so you're okay.
K is not looking good AP wise.
Wait, so it didn't hit me for anything then?
No, Osiria, you're fine because it's not going to stab itself in the mouth.
Okay.
But Nameless, you also take 2 AP and 2 HP damage, but you are inside one of these things. And like after its roar is done, they do not go away. They are now just solidified. There's just solidified corruption. As Nameless is stuck inside like a pillar. Like I think your head is sticking out so you can breathe again. But with my 9 on the second head, Osiria, it wants to crunch you.
Mm-hmm.
It will do 6 damage to you as like it basically puts its teeth together and just grinds, which is a lot more like a chainsaw moving than a mouth as it like tears into you, but it will loosen you up and you will be able to fall out of it freely and land on the ground. Or you can somehow, and it's up to you how this happens, like you can block it to and only take 2 damage, but you are gonna be more compounded. You'll compound yourself further into it. Like it's gonna be harder to get free, but you will take less damage, and you can do a little bit of damage to it.
See, I think I'm going to take the 6, and if I may,
Yeah,
I'm
go
going
for
to
it.
play a cross counter, as on the way out, she kind of just, like, digs her claws into the side of its mouth and, like, cuts through there, just, like, as it's letting her go, just as one last kind of parting shot.
Oh, absolutely. It like raises its head and like roars about it, and like it is like you guys see its eyes go like all 4 of its eyes like focus on Osiria for a moment, and then you guys hear what sounds like rattles as these 4 fellas show up, and like they are each waving above their heads what looks like cowbells, kind of, as they are charging at this creature, and it turns and looks at them and like snuffles a couple of times and then like backs off and like keeps like slowly taking steps back away, and like as it loses itself in the forest. And like this one like grabs a huge axe and slams it into the stalagmite that is holding Nameless. He's like, "I'll get you out of there, little friend." And like this one runs right up to Osiria and begins like wrapping your wounds. It's just like, whoa. It's like, this one's bleeding.
The real question is, are we breaking the no-heal bounty?
If you let them heal you, yes.
That is up to the... I mean, we're all somewhat injured, but... Are we letting them heal us?
What do we lose?
There's a no heals bounty up, which we don't have to keep, but just like, it's a group, like, are we okay with that?
Don't heal me.
I mean,
I want my extra.
Oh, okay.
I want to slap
I
her
I'm
mean-
not
away from
injured
her.
very much, so.
I'm on 2 HP. I'm gonna let them.
I'm on 4. Slaps his hand away.
It's a group thing. If someone's healed, then it breaks. So
He's gonna tackle the healed person away from you.
I mean, if we don't get in combat, do we need healing? No, I'm just kidding. No, if Osiria really needs healing, then.
It's just like the big one that's like currently healing Osiria just has his hand on like Nameless's head as Nameless is swinging, trying to like. It's like, calm down, little one. I'll get you in a moment. It's just like, Poyle, is the one in the trees okay? And this is Poyle. Is Poyle like is very giraffe-like, and his necklace goes up like really high. She's like, "Are you okay, Fox?"
I think she's gonna drop onto the mushroom as like a bouncy, like, breaker fall.
It's like excellent,
Like she would
excellent.
have grappled and like boing.
Kay lets the spell drop and just looks pretty exhausted.
It's like, oh, none of you look like. Yeah, like we'll find that another one. Like I was gonna like the another one was gonna go off except for the I was gonna let Osiria take that one, but I saw the stranger arrives and like it all just happened real quick. So like these guys are all here, and Poyle's just like it's like fancy little gadget you got there, Fox. It's just like, and he like pokes the lock hook. Imagine it's a good way to get around here. He's like, I've got something very similar. And like he has a bow with just like he ties ropes to his arrows. He's like, but before we start talking about weapons, did you need any healing? I have bandages, poultices, and he, like starts reaching into his coat and pulling out like tons of different like very strange things. Like all 4 of them have huge backpacks on, by the way, like absolutely huge. Like basically like, hey, what if somebody carried a house on their back? And they are much bigger than all 4 of you.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose one of those corrupted teeth things bit my arm a little bit.
Yup. It's like, let me see it. Show it. Is it spreading? You got any worries? How are you feeling? Puts the back of his hand on your forehead.
Well, I don't feel it in any of my strings, but fine.
It's like, okay. Open your mouth, say ah, and he just puts his finger in your mouth.
Oh my god.
She's very tempted to just bite it, honestly, but I don't think she will though.
It's like, okay. Doesn't look like you've got any. This one doesn't have the contagion. It's like, how about that one, Weepy? And this is Weepy. And Weepy's taking care of Osiria. It's like, tell me where it hurts. Does it hurt here? It's just pointing at the giant like slashes across your body where the creature was biting you.
Well, I mean, yes.
Seems like it might. And she's like, this is gonna hurt a lot more. And he just pours like something very similar to peroxide that just starts bubbling up. And it does. Like, it doesn't cause any HP damage, but it hurts like hell.
You gonna howl over there?
I mean, honestly, maybe.
It's like, touched by the moon yourself, huh? Aren't you? Like, calm down, be calm. The moon treats us all. It's just like, bite down on this, and he puts like what looks like a stick, but it's really just basically a rod of jerky in your mouth. It's like, you're not vegetarian, are you? It's because you're a leaf. And he like starts stitching Osiria up. These guys are really, like, they heal without consent for the most part.
I mean, that's probably for the best, honestly. 'Cause I, the player, recognized that Osiria needed healing. I don't know if Osiria would have taken it very willingly.
How much healing was it all?
They will... They'll heal you for 2 HP. They'll heal you 2 HP damage, and they will heal Osiria for 4. And Nameless, you can get healed for 4 as well. And Kay, you can get healed for 2 if you'd like to.
I don't suppose any of these guys have anything AP related, so Kay is gonna jab themselves with some AP shots.
Like, hello, everybody. It's like, what brings you to our neck of the woods? Like, you all are obviously not from here. None of you are equipped to deal with this place. Except for maybe that one, pointing at, Nameless. He looks like he's ready for anywhere.
We're looking for the source of the corruption.
The source of the corruption. You all call things very strange. Like, that's the 3rd time this month we've heard somebody refer to it as the corruption. It's just the natural order of things.
If I
Do you
may...
have an
That
answer?
Nameless looks at Kay and said, "See,
Are you aware that it is seeping out of this side of the world and contaminating the ecosystem elsewhere?
Oh, then it sounds like the rest of the world is gonna be jolly fun. This is Elm, by the way. So let me tell you all their names: Elm, Kel, Poil, and Weepy. I love all of them.
So, to be, I guess, respectful to your culture, what do you call that black stuff?
Elm is just like, we try to not refer to it. It is admittedly dangerous, as like, you see Weepy after he's Elm. Sorry, Weepy is still stitching up Osiria because Osiria's got a bunch of damage. As Elm's like walking around like planting mushrooms into the like into what we call the corruption. He's just like, it just is. And like you see the puddles do get like immediately sucked up by it, and the mushrooms begin to like grow. It's just like, oh, you cut down a big one, didn't you? That's a good shot. And like, who cut this one down? Pointing to the giant mushroom that Nameless took out with a single shot.
He had to leave because of the cats. He'll be back, hopefully. They're fighting. Presidential alert, the cats are fighting. Kay is gonna just point at Nameless, who I assume is distracted getting healed.
Everybody just pointing at Nameless.
Yep.
It's like, that is impressive. It's like, I haven't seen weapons like that since... Well, I haven't seen weapons like that. It's like, are you familiar with the Cult of the Ram? They could use those.
I can't say that I am.
It's like, They like big weapons. And he's like,
Well,
walks.
tell us
What?
more. Stalling for time.
They're not my. It's not my place to tell their tales. But it's just like Weepy finishes stitching up Osiria. And he's just like, that should do it. And he like bites off the thread with his like incredibly sharp like front teeth and just snaps it off. He's like, there you go. Do you feel better now?
Somewhat.
Do
Thank
you need
you.
a lolly?
No, I will be quite alright.
A lolly?
Okay.
Can I have the lolly?
We
You can
know
have a lolly.
someone that uses lollipops while doing medical work.
It's, what's a lollipop? As he just holds up a mushroom with a stick on it. A stick with a mushroom on the end.
Amazing.
Here you are. One lolly. It's like, but anyway, what brings you all to this incredibly dangerous part of the woods for those that come in ill-equipped? Why did you start a fight with the monsters? Also, was it true that you were riding on a tort?
Yes, he was our guide.
And before that, we were riding on a... Shit, I forgot the word.
Munch.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah,
Munch. Mm. Munch is universal.
it was a creature that used tendrils to drink corruption. I assume you are familiar, maybe?
They all nod. They're like, absolutely. But why?
We were hoping that it could lead us to a source of well, we call it corruption, but that because we're trying to figure out what has
Oh, sorry. They call it the waste. That's what they call it.
the waste, so that we can figure out if there's a way to help staunch the flow from leaving this area.
Again, I realize I just made another mistake. They call it the waste, but what they call it Loa.
Because Tir Lobhadh, yeah, that makes sense. So that. We understand that there is a spell in the path that is helping keep it here, contained from spreading, and it seems to have weakened. I may know at least part of the cause.
The spell was cast forever ago. Many, many, many moons. It's like, come to our camp. We'll take care of you there. It's like, can you walk, Green One?
Yes, I believe so.
Weepy will literally offers to carry you, and it's like, okay. Elm just like, does anybody want a piggyback ride? No? Alright.
I do.
Alright. Hop on.
I am feeling a little weak in the knees. Everyone just climbs on. I love these guys. Thank you for bringing them to us, Lurid.
They have a really big. They got a nice fire pit going on. This is a very you do not see any homes for them at their camp. By the way, they do not have tents. There is nothing built. This is. Do you guys ever seen when you're going hiking and there's a campfire spot, but it's clearly just it's there. Nobody stays here, but people use it over and over again. This campfire has that kind of feel to it. And do you all need... Is everybody well fed? Do you need lunch? Munch, perhaps? We have many snacks.
Do you know if the soil here is safe?
Forward?
I would put my feet in it if it was.
Are you... And they motion to the mushrooms around.
I am a plant. I'm not a mushroom.
If you are not sure that you can filter it,
Probably shouldn't. I will abstain.
but it's like, under the light of the moon, there is no waste. There is no... And, like, they say it with a, like, ill taste in their mouth. Just, like, corruption. And they all, like at once, like, put their hands on their heart and just say, by the moon. The moon is very bright here, by the way. Incredibly bright.
It might hit your eye.
Like a big pizza pie?
That's amore.
They both look at you, like, they all look at you two very insulted.
I, for one, am grateful to have the moon's protection in this area.
I don't know too much about the moon here. Would you explain?
Yes, if you would be so kind as to enlighten us. You all seem to hold it in very high regard.
Everyone should hold the moon in high regard.
Nameless starts snoring.
Do you mind if I take notes?
What? No. Do as you please.
Okay. Kay's gonna be taking notes.
It's like the moon is the ultimate blessing. You look up in the sky and it's there. You feel its light permeating you. Can you not feel it? Vulpa, by already saying they feel like the protection of the moon, you do feel it. Your hair is a bit more silvery right now. Like, you feel like you have a 2 HP shield on you. It will also protect you AP wise. 2 HP, 2 AP shield. It's like, that one's comfortable. Like, pointing to Nameless sleeping on the ground.
I guess he was really tired.
Poor little guy got tuckered out. Here, I have an extra blanket for him. And, like, Elm covers him with a blanket that, to him, a nap is the napkin, but to Nameless, full-size quilt. So, about what brought... Why are you looking for the source of the Loa?
Well, as I said, it's spreading and we are trying to figure out a way to keep it contained where it is meant to be. I don't know if I understand that there's been a lot of adaptation here, so I don't know if removing it from here would strictly be the best idea, all things considered, but everywhere else is not ready for that. And my understanding is there's a large spell, and we were hoping to find the history and see if there's a way that we can help undo some of the damage.
like Weepy like pulls a beef jerky stick off away from the fire and just starts eating it. It's not beef jerky. It's just like Gorgon. Gorgon hands it like offering to people.
I think Osiria might try some.
It is beefy in nature. Somewhere between like a Slim Jim and a fried mushroom.
Hmm.
Well, I think Vulpa's gonna want to grab a stick and try and roast the fan vault mushroom to see how that tastes.
It's like, oh, you got fan vaults. So you really were on a tort. That is a rare delicacy.
I know, I really loved it. So I got as much as I could.
So, I'm sorry that I assumed that you weren't good at this place. You clearly are skilled, can cut down the mighty mushrooms, and also can manage to gather fan vaults from torts? Ah, you are all quite the adventurers, aren't you? It's just like, if you don't mind sharing, I have something I might be able to offer you in exchange.
I got plenty actually, and she just
Oh.
opens up the bag full of the fan vault mushrooms.
Like you see Kel like grab up a bunch of them and reaches into their backpack, and Monster Hunter's like portable spit situation, and like pulls out one of those and puts it over the fire, but each one has like little baskets in it, and he just fills them with the mushrooms and is constantly like turning it. It's like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. And like now they what are the 4 items that he'll give you in return for this? It's just like your adventurous nature is well rewarded, and here you are. And one of them is a sickle. It is less curved than most sickles that you would see. The kind of thing that you use to cut mushrooms and such. It's just like, if you if you're gathering anything botany wise with this, it will give you twice as many materials in return. So if you cut say you see an apple on a tree and you cut the stem off, you will get 2 apples. Like, it will just duplicate it. It's like, don't ask how it works. If you ask, it won't work. And it's just like, and then, Elm's just like, oh, I should pay tribute to. I'm gonna get one of the. I'm gonna eat my fair share of them myself. And he reaches in his back and he pulls out what looks like an old hunting rifle. But it looks like it's just hewn from a tree. It looks like it was just a branch that grew to look like a rifle. And he's just like, no, it doesn't look like much, but I promise it works. It's like, it will fire seeds. Like, once your enemy is impacted, give it a little time and a tree will sprout from within them. Sometimes you can get fruit from these as well, although I do warn you against eating devils that you shoot with this. They taste terrible.
What a terrible way to die.
Then Poyle is just like, my turn. And he's just like, well, you already have a grappling hook. I don't suppose you'd be interested in a hands a quiver. And it's just like, now this quiver holds an endless stock of arrows. Now be careful. The arrows are deadly poison. It's just like, whatever you shoot with this, do not consume, for they will be the poison as well. but you can lay fine traps with these. And he like puts his bow down as well. The bow is huge. Like it stands twice as tall as Osiria. It's like an old English longbow situation. All of you could pull it back, but it does do 6 damage just like, but the only arrows we have on hand that are big enough for it are in this quiver. Like, you can make your own though, so. And then Weepy's just like, he comes forward and lays down a bag that has just like a sewn on red cross. He's just like, this is a medicine bag. I have another. Don't worry. We're not losing anything with this. And it's well worth the price of a delicious meal. Inside is a cure for any known poison that we know of. And it's just like, don't worry. You don't have to like fiddle around. It works on just belief. Reach in, grab what you need, take it. It will cure your poisons or any ailment. Except for like sickness. It doesn't cure sickness. And it probably won't grow back limbs. Well, you could try. I'm not actually a doctor.
Is it mushrooms? I'm very curious if you just pull out mushrooms.
Oh, no, it's definitely not mushrooms. They are small vials.
Oh.
It's just like, excellent. And now that all of those are out, please enjoy a delicious feast. They pull out, like, here we go. They're like, it's like, you know what'll go great with this? And they pull out, from their bag. This is a Gorgon, by the way. Like, they have it, they spit roast it and begin just cooking it. It's like, if you are interested in stopping the Loa, why are you not walking the path?
Because the path is... Well, no. Did Nameless tell us the path was weakening? Because if not, Kay would not have seen that.
I don't think I passed it to the party.
Well, Nameless is currently asleep.
Didn't you both roll well on that though?
I got a 17. He rolled a 20. I think he saw
Yeah,
far
I think
more than I
what
did.
Kay saw was that it sunk into and was made of magic.
Yeah.
I passed that knowledge on to the party.
Oh. Okay, well, so the path appears to have gotten weaker.
Weepy takes a huge bite out of the a Gorgon leg. And he's just like, all the more reason to walk.
Well, I know that some of our people are walking it.
Oh, problem solved.
Hmm.
We like to approach problems from multiple angles. And understanding is part of what we like to do.
Nod. It's like, does anybody want an eye? As they hold up a roast eye. The Gorgon does not have eyes in its traditional places, just all along its body.
Hmm. How
It's
would
said to make
Kay
you
attain some? How would Kay attain some liquid to water down and try and spray on themselves? Like meat drippings? I don't know. That's how they try things.
Yeah, you could, for sure. Like, that's fine.
I mean,
Cool.
I think we're also gonna stick with the trend. And Osiria's gonna try some of that too, just because, curiosity.
Oh, it's delicious. Like
What's the flavor profile, Alan?
like an eye.
Amazing.
It's almost like a gusher.
I have eaten an eye before, and that is not something I want to do again.
Like it's a little gelatinous at first, but then like instead of like breaking, like instead of like you know, instead of squishing in your mouth, it just like clean breaks. Like a
Some
Jello shot, but that doesn't dissolve. Like you have to chew it a lot, but instead of like turning into like gum or whatever, it just breaks apart into like smaller pieces in your mouth.
Interesting. I was gonna say like a crisp grape, but no, not anymore. Yes, Lurid. Kay is basically just spritzing baking fat onto his face. The first thing that he tried this with was hot dog water. What do you expect?
Well, and she's like, if this is your friend's first time walking the path, they will see it, no doubt. But she's like, for this fine gift, we'll show you some things that many do not know. Follow us. Wake up your owl friend.
Kay shakes Nameless's shoulder.
By the light of the moon, it is safer to travel. Roll me a 20-sider Osiria. I just want to see if you get a 13 here.
I mean, I kind of figured that was it. Like,
And if anybody turns it into a 13 unnaturally, it doesn't count.
Oh.
nope.
Osiria, like, you feel a level of, like, peace. And, like, you have had multiple run-ins with your monstrous side. And I feel like you are getting more and more and more and more under control lately. And like I feel like there's a certain piece to the moon that I feel like it means something. And stop trying to update computer. Like in the back of your head. And also Kay, you feel your plantness is just like taking that in, and like under the moonlight eating this food with these people, you all recover 2 AP.
Hey.
Hey, that is wonderful news.
And they're just like, we must leave now. Under the light of the moon, follow. Please.
Of course. Lead the way.
And they lead you through the forest. Let me move us here real quick. So we were down here where this guy is. Like, and this takes days, for the record. Like, multiple, like, you are walking all around the path. They do not walk on the path. They get up to here, like where the kite is. And they stop on this side of the path, looking out into this location here. And after days of traveling with them, like, they are mostly like really good humored people. Like, they hunt the things, but you will see. Let me real quick. Let me just move us through a couple maps because it'll be funny. You see Gorgons, like a full size, and they're taller than trees when the Gorgons are full grown. And they're just like, now, about the Gorgon, if you're gonna spend a lot of time in the Loa, you have to be careful of the Gorgons. Like, do not let their eyes stay on you too long until they are fully roasted. Once roasted, they are delicious. but they will turn you into a stone-like material over time. It's like, there's no coming back from that.
Something like that in Loku.
In Loker? Ah, you've been to Loker!
Yes, they invited me to one of their yearly hunts.
Wonderful people, wonderful people. Elm has been part of the hunt before, haven't you, Elm? And Elm is just like, I have. I was victorious.
What did you have to hunt, if I might ask?
I hunted a great centipede. No, not centipede. It was like almost a millipede is what they said it was. Huge, armored, the likes of which I've never seen before. It's like, had a weak jaw, though. Underneath its mandibles, you can really just stick a spear. Once again.
Sounds like
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sounds like a lovely challenge.
It was a delight. It's just like, but nothing beats home. Then they walk you to another place where the mushrooms are really growing, and like you see here, these mushrooms drink the Loa. It is part of the natural order of things around here. They drink the Loa so we don't have to. So we don't have to deal with it. Like, be careful though. Sometimes it looks like a mushroom, but really, and like Kel walks up to one and like throws a stick at it, and it is just a carnivorous mushroom, and a huge fang snap out of it. It's like, be careful. If you're gonna
shroom.
Go ahead.
Mimic shroom.
They are terrifying in their own right, but they have very limited space. And Elm walks up behind it with a axe and just lops it off at the trunk, and just like, we'll eat this for dinner.
I mean, is that a plant or is that an animal?
Yes. Wait, are mushrooms plants or animals? We haven't been able to figure out in all these years.
I think because she considers herself vegetarian, I think she's going to have a slight existential crisis. I hope they're plants.
They're more of a spore-like creature.
It very well could be both.
Kay kind of looks at Vulpa and is just like, I've met some sentient ones.
Ah, yes. They are delicious as well.
You eat the ones that are sentient. Okay.
We eat anything that dies.
It's a good thing we didn't die then, I suppose.
For you. Us. I don't know, you might be tasty. Look at him, points at Nameless. Are you telling me he wouldn't be delicious roasted?
Yeah, I would.
But
I ain't gonna lie.
it's important to know that you would be delicious roasted. And look at this one, the green one. Are you telling me we couldn't make a fine salad out of them?
Well, I mean, I try not to eat friends.
I mean, a friend's not a friend once they're dead. That's just a body. Waste not, want not, is what we say. The moon will provide. And then like we're gonna be across the path from this. Like so, this is the path. We're not setting foot on the path, and you guys are very small for this one. But across the way, they're like, there it is. There is your, and like, Weepy does air quotes, source. That's where they said the spell started, many, many years ago.
Really? Do you
So
know
can we just walk in?
who built it?
It's like a wizard, they say. It's like not from here. It's like, and you see tendrils of like corruption like lashing out from in the halls, like out the doors, and it's just like the whole place has an like an ominous aura to it. Like it is terrifying for anyone that uses magic. So all four of you, like terrifying might be like putting it too strong, but like you don't want to go near it. And
Question for the GM.
yeah, go for it.
Is it nighttime?
Probably not.
Okay, so the moon is... Okay.
Is that a day moon?
It's the moon.
Mostly just mean like how you can sometimes see the moon during the day. So you were saying who built it?
Has far before our time. It's been here for a long time. Before the path.
You said something about a wizard.
The rumors are it was a wizard. There are many tales.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing finding this wizard, or if it was a wizard, might not be so easy.
Oh no, you can find them. And they're like, one moment, and Weepy reaches into his bag and pulls out what is just, it is glowing, like a little ball. I think it would be just like a fungus or a glowing moss. Then like it is radiating like just pure magic. And he's just like, everyone stand back. And you're already quite a ways away from it. And he launches it as hard as he can. As the magic approaches the castle, a black tendril comes whipping out of it and grasps it, and just it explodes in iridescent light. And then like the whole sky goes black for a moment. For a moment you can't even see the moon. And it's like, we're pretty sure that's them.
Do you think that's
Oh,
the wizard?
Like some worship it, we worship the moon.
Wait, there are people that worship that?
Of course.
Wizard?
There are people that worship everything. There are people that worship that giant ram. Fools. There are people that worship that big building. Also fools. I heard there's people that worship bees.
I think the worst I've heard is some people worship some, like, gecko? Gold, I think? That's really weird.
I haven't heard about the gecko. Tell us more.
Oh no, it's not
No,
worth
they're
it.
really weird people.
Hmm.
In fact, like, I mean, some have said that they ruin everywhere they go. It's like
Do you
an
have a
omega
pamphlet?
one. Oh no, I wouldn't dare go near one of them.
Oh, we'll have to find out about it on our own.
I wouldn't.
I also would advise against it.
Hmm.
I promise you, it's
Anything-
not worth it.
Anything they can provide, if I understand correctly, would not compare to what the moon already offers you.
Oh, of course not. Nothing supplants the moon. As like the moonlight does begin to cut through the darkness of it again, and begins to shine on all of you again. It's just like, and here we must part ways, I believe. We have things of our own to do. It has been a true pleasure traveling with you all.
Indeed,
And
I
Thank
we
you.
thank you for the help.
Thank you for your guidance. You've been very helpful.
Perhaps we will meet again. Just be careful out there. Just don't start fights with monsters you cannot handle.
of course.
We try not to. It's a bit of a gamble.
Could have fooled me. Stop cutting down the mushrooms. Unless you plan on using them.
Very well. May our paths cross again one day.
That would be truly a delight. And hey, if the Loa spreads out, you might find us on other sides.
I'm really sad that on the stream they can't see that you keep tugging them off and then
Yeah,
putting them
just-
back
yeah,
over and
you
over
just-
again.
like every time they leave, it's just like, oh, one more comment.
Some jokes are just for the players.
Oh.
Well,
Peanut comes over the comms. It's just like, so did you guys figure out things? Like, does this work? Can you guys hear me? Do you guys hear me?
Sir,
We
yes,
can hear you.
You already know you don't have to yell.
You guys haven't been answering me.
well, you gotta stop holding down the button, I think.
Was one of us hot micing this entire time?
I mean, I never turned it off. You never told me to turn it off.
So are we going inside this place or what?
No. Like, this place would take a lot longer than the 16 minutes we have left before 8. And also, you four can tell already you are not equipped for this.
No, I think it would probably just eat us alive.
Okay.
I mean, Nameless can go running in. It's not going to end well, but you definitely can.
Not
This was just a
time.
fact-finding mission.
Alright, fact-finding mission it is.
Yeah, I recommend the squirrels with the flamethrowers to come to this area.
I would recommend we not bring flamethrowers into a giant forest of mushrooms and trees.
Nope, I'm all for the squirrels.
It's like, I'll let them know.
Alright.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
no.
It's like, I've got Dendroid on the other line.
I do not think that is the right approach, but
It will cause an ecological disaster. We burn enough things already. This is no.
I mean, to be completely fair, Vulpa's the only one from here. Well, not from here.
So she is also not from the location that we are currently in. If you want to ask anyone, ask Clovis.
As Clovis, can we burn down their home?
Fine. I'll send out a different group to have a conversation with the furbolgs. It's just like, who do I got available? It's like Isaac, Gemini, Vetna, Seth. I'll send a group to the furbolg home to have a conversation with them coming up. They will decide whether or not we should burn down their ancestral home.
I trust that they will not make the incorrect decision.
Gemini can always be trusted. He's my best friend.
I trust 3 of these people will not make the incorrect decision.
You trust Gemini 3 times? Of course. I also trust Gemini 3 times as much as I trust the rest of you. Except for Akana. And Nameless. And Clem.
Totally.
Sir, you
I have favorites.
You have an interesting way of choosing who you believe and trust.
I also trust Rennick. I trust Osiria. Osiria, should we burn this place down?
I do not believe so. I am sorry.
Alright. Okay, fine. Your opinion does outweigh makes Nameless's thing like moot. Both of you are even each other out.
Maybe perhaps trust less people.
I will try to trust less people.
Maybe don't give him paranoia.
No, I mean, like, for example, I trust Soki. I mean, he's trustworthy. And
You generally trust Soki. But Soki's really good friends with Rupert, and I do not trust Rupert. That cat has issues.
was there a cat fight going on?
Oh, you guys can't see it, but at Peanut's desk, he's like kicking his feet up, like holding like the comm up. He's like, don't get me started on Rupert.
So, since we have located this place, did you want us to stay here and keep an eye on it? Did we have a group that we were planning to send in? It looks very dangerous.
And it's just like he's got like you guys on a like comms map situation. Like he's like, it looks like you're close to. Now it seems the path eventually runs nearby that. I will see if we can contact Royce and his party. Like, as they walk the path, to see if they can deal with it. I've heard they're basically amassing a small army.
Will they be able to... Does the path go to this building, Alan, or...
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay, so it does go into the... Okay, how...
I mean, into it is, like, the path is right there.
I'm just... How will they get to it? Are they gonna have to tie ropes to themselves?
I can't answer these questions.
Okay, well, good luck, guys. I guess we'll be sitting here waiting to meet y'all to say hello.
No. You all will be, like, they will take them months to get there. They still have many times. I would like you all to research that, like, do what you can and then return home. It's like, we will be sending, like, backup supplies with Vatna, Gemini, Seth, and Isaac. It's like, they will come gather you, and then you will all return home.
Okay, so...
We can't leave you all in the field that long. Like, as somebody told me, I'm not supposed to trust you. Pretty sure it was one of you.
Vulpa.
I didn't say that.
So you're a gaslighter, too. Okay.
No, that was a lighthearted joke.
Kay is gonna be keeping an eye on Vulpa. So I guess we're just
Nick,
sitting here
sorry.
researching until Wednesday. Do we need to do any roles for research, or are we just letting the next group do that?
I will tell you what. You guys don't have to do rolls. Like, you guys don't have to like roll for it. But I'll tell you what you find out. Shortly. Not right now, but I will tell you like everything I can.
Sweet.
It's like, Nameless. Can you keep everybody in line down there until they get back? Until you come back.
You got it.
You hear Peanut salute.
Kay just has a bit of a flashback of Nameless keeping children in line and then tries to shake it off.
So, like,
I'm like a professional now.
truly.
He's gonna pull out a fucking bat with nails in it. God damn it.
Actually, you know what? Before we end today's game, what does it look like for you all to set up to study this place? I will tell you right now, you all cannot get within I would say 200 meters of this thing. You can't get closer than the outlying mushrooms without those tendrils like lashing out and attempting to kill you.
Can we
Like,
set up on top of a mushroom?
You could.
What's the other building there? Is that building available for us?
This building is, you have to walk through a forest that I don't think you are ready for unless you want to walk the path. Because if you walk in that forest not on the path, you will be eaten by spiders.
No, I mean if you go to the other the image.
Oh, this? Or this?
No, there
this?
was like when you were showing us the building.
Oh, that was like hang on from AI.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if there was like an actual like little outcrop building.
No, that was all just like AI. I couldn't get it to do it without it, and I didn't have time to erase that one. I was gonna make it too big that you couldn't even see it, but I forgot.
So, I mean, I feel like a safe-ish location would be on top of a mushroom, and then we would have a pretty good view of what's going on.
And then we just build like a rope ladder down to get back up and down. Because we can't light a fire on top of the mushroom. That'd be a bad idea.
And I would assume Kay has brought their field equipment, the portable stuff. So, I mean, would Osiria have brought botany things?
I mean, Osiria can get spice the stuff for us now.
I think Osiria said real quick BRB, but like I trust you all will have materials. But yeah, that is where we will end this one, as all four of you are like camped out on top of a giant mushroom to study this place.
Right under the moonlight.
No.
Oh.
The moon went away when the those four went away.
Oh my goodness. So the moon follows based on faith, possibly?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think that was a moon.
Oh no, like full disclosure, that's the moon. And the moon doesn't follow them. They follow the moon.
Oh, that's why they had to split up. Okay.
Oh.
Fascinating. Kay writes that down.
But the moon's light does feel different than anything else. Like, the moon's light is a transcendent experience.
Is there gonna be a way to study that in the future, potentially? If not here, then...
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you want to turn your sights on the moon instead of, like, on this building, absolutely.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
certainly would like the moon's light, but...
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Osiria wants to focus on, if the other three can handle...
Yeah, I'm gonna be if y'all are... We have a group that's about to be going in here. I'd like to have some information to give them from watching it.
I'll go with it.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And yeah, that is the end of this game. Well, the end of this part until the second part of the fact-finding one, where we discover about the other people who live along the path, who live in Tir Lobhadh. Like those are a group of people that do not, like those four, and like the other people like them. They don't walk the path. Like they wander around the path. They are these guys. Like they like it the way it is, but they yeah, you'll find out more about them later.
The screen had already changed. He pinged the little scrungly dude at the bottom of the Tir Lobhadh map.
So with that, real quick recap. For like you got like those four, I will write those 4 items up for you all. Those are your adventure rewards. For the record, you still have some of those mushrooms, by the way, Vulpa. You guys didn't have to eat all of them. They are still delicious. Like when you dry them out, they might even get more delicious.
I was gonna ask, like obviously, like she took notes on how they cooked it. It was like,
As a thought, you could dry them, grind them, and use them as a seasoning.
oh yeah, maybe.
Get that really delicious umami. Umami.
So many things to try with these mushrooms.
But so we ended up down here with a sense of adventure. So we now know that we can just take kites off the waterfall. Just like blanket statement. If you guys don't want to take the airship, if you can't take the airship, you can get to any of the. You can get to Alkali. You get to the very eastern edge of Alkali and western edge of Alkali. You could basically get anywhere in Tir Lobhadh, anywhere in the Neverglades, or you could get to the eastern edge of Tir Lobhadh via just kiting off the waterfall. So we know that, which is a reckless disaster. We know that there are many creatures all along like all in Tir Lobhadh that have their ecosystem is reliant on the corruption. Like they have ways of filtering it out themselves. There are plenty of creatures out here that are just get corrupted and it goes bad. Like there are creatures out here that turn feral. Like we didn't see them today, but they exist. Like they go real bad real fast.
I fought a snake. It didn't go well.
We've seen snakes, we've seen giant cats out here that like get corrupted and it goes very rough. So not everything out here has a 1-to-1 relationship with the corruption. But yeah, we met some friends. There are a group of people that do not mind the corruption. Also, we've seen torts, gorgons, cataplepuses. We have not seen. Okay, we didn't see those. We didn't see those. We didn't see those. Don't worry about those. Okay.
Oh, the mushroom person plant thing. Not person. Mushroom creature thing. Yeah.
Yeah, carnivorous mushrooms.
E.
And Osiria is studying the moon.
Mm-hmm.
As a wolf person who is cursed, I'm sure that is going to go swimmingly.
And yeah, I think that is going to be the end of today's game, everybody. The moon is studying you back. Look, I honestly feel like when you watch the moon, Osiria, you do feel like something's watching you.
Oh, that's fun.
Alright, everybody. I'm gonna tell everybody we're done there. Thanks, everybody. We got another game coming on Wednesday, which is the Vatna, Isaac, Seth, and Gemini game. And then we're taking this next weekend off. But I hope to see everybody on Wednesday.
Alright, see y'all Wednesday. Bye
Goodbye,
forever.
everybody.
Bye forever.
Goodbye.
Alright, guys.
I saw that one went long, Rob.
Born as a smith, here I forged my new home, protecting the crews amongst destiny's throes. Which is the right path that I value more? My tinkerer's tools or my magical form? In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Tracker of wolf folk, cursed with a plight, to embrace the darkness or chase the moonlight. Loyalty binds me to all I hold dear, eager to help, I'll embrace every fear. In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Bound to ceramic, a ghost of what was. I yearn for the path to break free from my curse. Brave in the face of all my hidden strife, forward I journey to seek a new life. In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Trained to be loyal to colonies call, yet torn by desire to be something more. Only in combat these bonds we renew, together we journey steadfast and true. In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and